I'm going to show you real time what I do when I go and check my Meta ad campaigns and how I analyze them. And I'll just talk through the metrics I'm looking at and sort of what I'm doing in the moment in my own ad account. And maybe I'll do a video of a client's ad account as well. So the first thing I do is I go to my custom preset table. So I've set in the metrics that I want to see and I've got them saved as a preview so I can pull those tables up straight away and have a look at those. I then go back and I always check 7 days. I like to look at 7 days first, and then I sometimes go back and look at 14 days depending how long the campaign's been running. I'll also open Google Analytics at the same time because I want to be able to compare the two platforms between Meta and GA4, because Meta will tell you one thing, GA4 would sometimes tell you slightly different things. So I'm going to open that as well, and I'm going to make sure I've got the same time frame set for each of those as well so they match. I'm going to go in GA4 to lifecycle acquisition, traffic acquisition, and I want to filter first by 7 days to Meta. And I'm going to also go down, scroll down to that report. I'm going to set a new parameter and I'm going to set source medium. That'll pull through my UTM parameters from Meta that I've set inside each of the campaigns, so I can more accurately see exactly what ad is giving exactly what metric. So this is my favorite thing in GA4. I know very little about GA4, but I always go to this report straight away and pull these metrics and pull through the UTM parameters that I built inside my Meta campaign. So let's look at 7 days first. So when I look in Meta at 7 days and I've got all the columns that I want to see, the first thing I always look at is cost per results, my favorite metric. What did Meta charge me to get the result that I wanted? I have a viewed content campaign running at the moment to a bit of a lead magnet or a self-liquidating offer. And that campaign is about 60 cents per viewed content, which I'm happy with. The click-through on that is 4.4%, which is great. I'm happy with the click-through. And the frequency is 1.9. So frequency is also great. I can continue to let that run. It looks like I've also got a sale on that campaign too. So it says it has a ROAS of 6. I even look at ROAS, really, I honestly don't. So I'm going to ignore that it thinks there's a sale on that campaign. There may well be. And let's look in GA4 and see if it tells me there's a sale there, which it may not quite pick up. GA4 is also not 100% accurate. Neither of the platforms are 100% accurate, but let's see if it's even captured it in GA4 under my revenue. When I sort by revenue, it's not there, but it also may have just come through like yesterday or this morning. So GA4 is a bit of a lag. It may take a little longer to pick up, but I'm okay with those metrics. I'm going to continue to let that viewed content campaign run to my download, like my free sort of get into my list type offer. And the fact that Meta says there's a purchase on it is cool, but I don't know if that's entirely accurate. But the rest of the metrics are great. The cost per result is good. The unique click-through rate is good, and the frequency is also not too high. I have a viewed content campaign, a video views play campaign running as well. So my video views campaign is still performing really well. It's been running since. Let me filter by row to go and see when it's been running since. I started it 2 months ago. I thought it would have been a little while, and it's still getting me great results. So I'm getting a viewed video through play for 2 cents. So I'm going to continue to let that run because that feeds my warm audience. When you're looking on Meta and you're analyzing metrics, you need to make sure you keep in mind the metrics on platform versus off. The video views campaign I have running, which is a through play, which is getting me 2 cents per result in the last 7 days, which is great. And what's the frequency on that? It'll be really low. Yeah, the frequency is 1. It's got a unique click-through rate of 0.3%, which is fine because it's not a click-through campaign. Like, I'm not measuring click-throughs as a success. I want to know how much a video view is costing me. When you're running on-platform campaigns like video views or engagement, you can totally trust the metrics that Meta gives you because they're the on-platform metrics. Meta's got all that data. But as soon as you send somebody off Meta, which is why I always have GA4 open, then once you send them to your website or somewhere else, you've really got to imagine that data is super grey and will not be accurate. Hence, the viewed content result of 61 cents per viewed content is good, but it's potentially lower than that. It's just that Meta can't capture all the people that have landed on my website for that campaign. But the video views campaign is great. Again, that's continuing to feed a warm audience. That's why I like video view campaigns. The last one is my purchase conversion campaign. It's Advantage Plus Shopping. It's a new standard that's being rolled out. We all need to get used to, and that is an end of financial year sale campaign. I've had 3 creatives in that when I started it, and the last week I've turned off 2 of the creatives and I've just left 1 running Because of the type of campaign, I could have left all three creatives turned on because it gives Meta the option to show things to different people. But my budget spend is very small, so I thought I would just push the rest of the budget every day, the whole budget, to the one campaign that's performing the best. Meta says the last 7 days has had 9 purchases for me, which is a ROAS of 5. Again, ROAS is not something I like to look at. I know people like to hear about ROAS though. It says cost per result is 17. Frequency though is not high, but I've got to watch it. Frequency is 3 in the last 7 days, but unique link click-through is 5.5. So the click-through rate is phenomenal, but the frequency at 3 is okay. I'll keep an eye on it, but I've only got a few weeks to run of this campaign. So I think it's going to be okay if I just watch it and it doesn't creep up too high. So let me just check GA4 to see if that is also correct. When I look at my revenue, that campaign is getting me all my revenue at the moment. So that's the highest performing revenue. And GA4 says more revenue than Meta, which is great. So GA4 says there's more revenue attributed to this campaign than Meta thinks. So I'm probably getting an even better ROAS than what Meta says based off of the metrics inside GA4. I'm not going to scale this campaign because I only turned off the other 2 creatives that I wasn't happy with in the last week, kind of staggered. So I probably just want to let it sit now for 5 to 7 days and let it just continue to do its thing before I go in and muck with anything else. That's what I do when I'm looking at a campaign and analyzing the metrics sort of real time inside an account, flipping between the columns that I preset and Meta, and then going back and just getting a bit of a backup data from GA4 before I make any changes or any decisions.